Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include over the past 2 weeks, the cement plant set up in the Sept area has been operating for several days. We saw from our office door on Tuesday a rather unwelcome sight just across the street. The roof of Seafreeze Foods is undergoing repairs during the present downtime at the plant. Since the controlled dumping is coming into effect, residents of Burgeo are only allowed into the dump to dump refuse at certain times in the presence of the dump attendant. Young's Construction were supposed to begin construction of the senior center this past week after more than a year of contract disputes.
Good evening. The following is a year-end report from the Burgeo Lions Club for the 1991 year, which ended June 1991. In this report, I plan to focus on 3 areas. 1, projects or activities of our club last year, donations that we made, and 3, the community center, maintenance and upkeep. I feel that this report is necessary to give the public some idea of how we spent the money that we raised on our club projects last year. The main projects of our club last year were the annual summer fair, weekly bingo games, the annual Santa Claus parade, senior citizens parties, and we had 3 senior citizens parties last year. Ticket sales, we had 2 major ticket sales, the Skidoo project, and we raised around $2,100 on this project, and the salmon draw outfit, and we raised around $1,100 on that project. The Skidoo trip to Grand Brit was another major project, and we raised around $6,000 on that project. The Lions Max Sims Camp for the Handicapped. This is a project where we support the camp and we give monetary support to help run the camp and pay the upkeep and maintenance and so on. We sponsored the drug awareness education program, a diabetes education program, and an organ donation education program. And this program was presented on BBS television, or these programs were presented on BBS television last year. We canvassed for the Christmas Seal campaign. We sponsored an annual speak out for students. We had the community calendar project, and we also sponsored the junior hockey, where we hired someone to look after the hockey rink, to organize and to supervise hockey last year for our young boys, and also we purchased equipment and awards. We sponsored Segadet Corps, and that's the RCCSCC Bob Bartlett, and we gave financial help to a maximum of $1,000. We sponsored the Youth Darts Club, which took place on Sunday afternoons at the community center. We sponsored the foster child, the low vision clinic at Stephenville, Challenge 90 employment program, and we hired 3 students last summer. And also with help from RCMP Corporal Bob Hinks, who was also a Lions member, we sponsored a bicycle rodeo program where we focused on a bicycle safety for primary and elementary students. Other activities were as follows. We organized and made the community center available to the All Newfoundland Dart League. They had a good year and very much appreciated our support and cooperation. We had a welcome home ceremony for Petty Corporal Dean Billard from the Persian Gulf, and this was a great success and very much appreciated by Dean and his family. We hosted a dinner and dance on the occasion of the district governor's visit to our club. We hosted a talent show on Christmas Eve, and this was opened to all the public. And I think everyone who came along had a good time. We delivered fruit baskets to the sick and shut-in on World Lions Day and to the hospital patients on Christmas Day. And we hired a worker to look after the hockey rink during the winter and purchase goalie equipment for these students, or these children. So these are our major activities and projects during the year. Now I would like to focus on donations. We gave the following donations to help individuals and families in need, and also to help other organizations achieve their goals and objectives. $25 donations were given to the following: to the annual Diabetes Youth Camp, Epilepsy Newfoundland and Labrador, Sir Arthur Pearson Association of the War Blinded, CNIB, Christian Children's Fund, and this was a special gift for Christmas, Newfoundland Spina Bifida Association, the RPI Research Association, and this was a ride for a site, and we sponsored RCMP Corporal Sid White to take part in that project. And we also sent $25 to the Committee on Family Violence that is set up in Pasadena, the Pasadena Transition House. And we sponsored a lion, Leona Gilbert, from another club for $25 in a ski-a-thon to raise money for the handicapped. We gave $50 donations to the following: Diabetes Education Center, and the Salvation Army Ridge Shield Campaign. $100 donations were given to the following: to the Canadian Red Cross Society, Janeway Children's Hospital, St. John Central High Scholarship Fund, and A.J. Matthews Elementary Scholarship Fund, the Sea Cadet Corps to send a student or a cadet, to Ottawa on student exchange. And also we gave $100 to the BBS Telethon to help purchase new equipment. We purchased $130 worth of tickets from the St. Anthony Lions Club to help them in restoring a new building. Last year they had their Lions Club destroyed by fire, so we purchased some tickets to help them in the construction of a new building, a new Lions Club. We gave $150 to the Barter family for Christmas, and to the Young family from Grey River who had their home destroyed by fire. And we gave $150 to each of 4 families in our community to offset travel expenses to out-of-town hospitals for medical reasons. We gave $180 to the Newfoundland School for the Deaf to send a local child to Manitoba on a student exchange program. We gave $200 donation to the Lions Foundation of Canada and $200 to the Softball League of Burgeo to send a team to New Brunswick. We gave a $500 donation to the Sea Cadet Corps to help send Sea Cadets to Corner Brook, $500 to the to the Children's Wish Foundation, and $500 towards the Low Vision Clinic to be set up at Stephenville to serve the Burgeo area. We gave $1,000 to the Burgeo Fire Department as part of our $5,000 commitment towards the construction of a new fire hall. We gave $1,500 to the A.J. Matthews School Library and $1,500 to the St. John Central High Library for the purchase of library books or library equipment. We gave $1,600 to the Burgeo Handicapped Association, this is our local association, to send 12 persons to the Max Sims camp for 1 week this summer. We gave $2,000 to the Home and School Association to purchase a piece of equipment for the community playground. $2,000 was donated to be spent on making improvements to our Stag Lake Youth Camp. $3,000 was donated to the Max Sims camp for the handicapped. And that brings our total donation to this camp, that's the Max Sims camp for the handicapped, to over $20,000. And we're the only club in our district that has contributed this amount of money towards the running and the operation of this camp. And altogether we gave around $17,000 in donations last year. Ladies and gentlemen, when we can have projects and raise money to give donations to help other organizations and individuals, it makes us all feel very proud to be Lions. Regarding the operation and maintenance of the community center, we extended and made repairs to the washrooms and both bridges. We looked after all operating costs such as fire insurance on the community center and the Stag Lake Youth Camp and other property. We paid light bills, oil bills, telephone bills, janitorial supplies, cleaning expenses, plus materials and maintenance costs for repairs, etc. Regarding the hockey rink, last year we spent over $5,000 in repairs to our rink, plus the materials that were donated by businesses and organizations. And I think the donations were along the lines of around slightly over $1,200, which was very much appreciated, plus the free labor by Lions and other people in our community. We also paid over $1,500 to a person to look after the hockey rink for our youth last winter. And to give you some idea of what that meant in dollars and cents, we spent around, in fact, I'll give the exact figure here, $14,882.42 for supplies, insurance, materials for the rink, bathroom, bridges, and so on, all the repairs we did to the building. Our oil bill was $2,407.26. Our light bill was $2,198.31. Newfoundland telephone, $951.09. And to the rink attendant, the person who looked after our hockey rink last year for minor hockey, we paid $1,567.17. And to have the repairs done to the washrooms, we paid a person, plus we gave volunteer help. We paid $1,461.81, and plus the volunteer help that was given by some Lions. In all, we paid out $23,466.06 for the operation and maintenance of the community center and the hockey rink, etc. last year. And plus the $2,000 that we spent on Stay Lake Youth Camp for making some improvements in that camp. I would like to thank Lion Treasurer Ernie Green for providing these figures for me for the nice report. In all, our club spent over $40,000 last year, which is pretty well everything that we raised last year on our projects. In conclusion of this report, our club membership last year was 58 active members, making up a total of 22 committees to share the workload and responsibilities of running our club. 8 new members joined our club last year, and we were very proud of that. We, the Burgeo Lions Club, are a small part of the greatest service organization in the world today, which has a total membership of 1,600,000 members, including Lions, Lionesses, and Leos. Last year was our 19th year as a chartered organization in this community. I'm sure we are all proud to be Lions, Lionesses, and Leos, and proud of what we have accomplished for this community on a volunteer basis. Our motto is, we serve. We are Lions and Lionesses and Leos because we care, and we want to make this community and this world a better place to live by brightening the lives of some people. Last but not least, I can't find words strong enough to thank the businesses in our town for their continued support to our club and our projects. We thank you all very, very much. We also would like to thank each and every person and organization in our community for supporting our club projects throughout the year. Thank you very much. And also on a little personal, more personal basis, I would like to say a few words regarding my retirement. You all know that I have retired from the teaching profession this year. This is after 30 years of teaching service, 1 year at Mooresville, Bay d'Espoir, 6 years at English Harbor West, Fortune Bay, and 23 years at Burgeo. I'm proud to say that I enjoyed my teaching career very, very much. I would like to thank you all for your support during the 23 years that I spent in this community. I feel that our school system progressed well during these years, and I have no regrets. I did my best as a teacher and as a principal. I feel that we have a very dedicated staff, and our school system is on par with any school system within our school board. Our elementary school has a new principal and a new vice principal at this time. I feel they are quite capable of giving good leadership, and I wish them well. Regarding my retirement, I would like to thank everyone who gave or sent me cards, gifts, etc. on this occasion. A lot of people ask me how I feel about retirement. It feels great. And I guess it's going to feel like one big long holiday. For me, it doesn't feel right to be retired, but I guess that's the way it is. Again, I thank you all for your good wishes. Thank you.
This year, as was done last year, multi-grades are being taught at our elementary school. Multi-grades are more than one grade in a classroom with one teacher. This seems to be a step backwards rather than progress. Spinwire, can you explain to us what multi-grade classes are?
Multi-grade classes are basically classes that have more than one grade.
Okay, why do you have multi-grade classes?
Well, it's not by choice, I can assure you. If we had a choice, we'd have all one-graded classrooms. However, as a result of declining enrollment in our school, we've lost teachers over the past number of years. And as a result of this loss, we've had to have classes combined in order to make enough teachers for everybody.
Okay.
I'd like to say one more thing there is that the multi-grade classroom is working here, I think, as things stand. But it's a result of the teachers that we have and how hard they're working and the dedication that they're putting into it. But it's not the best situation, in my opinion. It's the best of a bad situation.
Okay, how do you find your multi-grade classes?
Okay, well, I taught a multi-grade 2-3 combination last year. They're exactly the same students I have again this year in a 3-4 combination. And it's working well. I enjoy it fully, but it is more work. There's a lot more preparation for the teacher because you don't have your curriculum guidebooks. You have your guidebooks, but you don't have your textbooks that most teachers sort of heavily rely on for your day-to-day lesson plans. I know my kids quite well. I've worked with them for a full year, so they're almost like they're my own kids. So you get to know them on a deeper level than you would if you were having new kids again the next year. They know what to expect of me, and I know what to expect of them, and we've done some fine work together.
Okay, what grades did you say your classes were?
Okay, mine this year is a 3-4 combination. Same kids I had last year in a 2-3 combination, 11 of each.
Okay, who's in grade 3 in this classroom? Okay, and who's in grade 4?
How many of you guys are in grade 1? Raise your hand.
22.
Okay, who's in grade 2? I have a 1-2 combination. This is my first time working with a multi-grade. It's too early to tell yet how it's going. So far, so good.
Okay, what difference do you find between teaching regular class? By regular class, I mean single grade class, as compared to multi-grade.
There's a lot more work. There's a whole lot of work to do. You spend a lot of time with your getting ready for the next activity preparation.
Okay, do your students understand what they're in?
The smaller ones right now, I don't think they quite understand why they have some 1s and some 2s, but within the 3 weeks that school's been open, or 4 weeks, it's going fine, and I think they're starting to adapt pretty easily. There hasn't been any major problems, I don't think so. I think it's going fairly well.
And children do adapt easily no matter what situation. I think that even at the beginning, you'd find like my little girl questioned why grade 1s would be in the class with her. But now that she's in the class, she doesn't. They're a class. They're thought of as a class, not grade 1s and grade 2s. So,
My class is known as Mrs. Batcher's class, not 1s and 2s. They're Mrs. Batcher's class, and that's how they refer to themselves, and that's how I talk to them.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
well, I'd like to say that I'm pleased with what I'm seeing in those classes. Last year, I think all of us were quite impressed with what we saw in Ruth's class. That was the first experience we had in our school with multi-grading. And of course, there's always concern, and there are pros and cons for everything. In the multi-grade situation right now, the school board has been very generous with placing equipment in our classroom to accommodate this type of situation. They've given us an extra budget so that instructional materials would be placed in those classes. So from that angle, there's a lot of support from the school board to see that the classes do work. And with the hard work and the dedication from the two teachers involved here, I think that it will work.
And Doreen, I'd like to say too that a multi-grade class, for me, is not a great deal different than it would be if it was an ordinary in the terms of regular grade, because you always have some teachers who tend to take their classes out more. Because I had a lot of field trips last year, that wasn't because it was a multi-grade, it was because of me, and I think that's the way children learn best, by going out and actually doing things. So I did exactly the same thing in a 2-3 situation, than I would have if I had a grade 2 or 3 or 4, regardless. A lot of it depends on the person who's actually doing the teaching and what you think your kids, how they'll learn best. So it's, multi-grade is just, well, you have probably a wider range of abilities and interests, and you have to try to prepare for that. But other than that, it is an ordinary class. There's 22 children in it that you're going to try to pull as far as you can pull through the year.
I don't think I'm teaching any different than I have since I started teaching. I think it's pretty well the same techniques and that. It's just there's a lot more planning because, like Ruth said, there's a bigger age difference there, and you kind of try to look after each and every one of these children. Some kids will go far, and some kids do more work with it.
And you don't have the textbooks like you would if you were a grade 2 teacher. You'd have your grade 2 language arts books, your readers, and so we're doing our reading from a children's literature approach. So that means we're doing a lot of reading from a lot of different books. It takes a lot of time to read those books, because how can you work with them if you don't sit down? So a lot of my time is spent reading children's books. Okay, so I try to read to my children at home books that I'm going to be doing in school. So, say, well, she's only reading to her kids. Yes, but it's still planning for my next week's lessons. In the same way.
Okay, well, thanks for chatting to us. And before we go, I'd like to congratulate you on your position.
Thank you, and thank you for showing interest in our school.
Thank you. Monday, September 23rd, was the beginning of fall, which also marks a special time here at BBS. In about a month, around the first part of November, we will be starting this season of the bandwagon. We hope that you are looking forward to it as much as we are.
I've done a lot of living and I found no matter where you go the old world round, they always go together hand in hand. Where there's one, there'll be the other, music and friends. When blue skies turn to gray and hide the sun, when tired hands their daily work have done, nothing seems to turn things round again and make the old world right like music and friends. Music and friends, it's so good to bring together music and friends. Side by side, no one can break them when we take the time to make them. Nothing else can take the place of music and friends. Music and friends, it's so good to bring together music and friends. Side by side, no one can break them when we take the time to make them. Where there's one, there'll be the other, music and friends. Nothing makes the old world right like music and friends.
The bandwagon is not possible without the help of the public. It is you that make it possible. We are now doing our bandwagon list for the upcoming season. If you sing or play an instrument, we urge you to add your name to our list. Or, if someone you know sings or plays, try to convince him or her to at least give it a try. With your help, we can provide as well as enjoy hours of entertainment this season. Community events. Groups and organizations that wish to book TV bingos are reminded that we are now taking bookings for 1992. Book your bingos early to get the dates that you would prefer. BBS is still looking for school correspondents to report the happenings at the schools. A few hours a week is all that is required. School correspondents enable parents to keep in touch with what is happening at their child's school. The students of St. John's Central High will be having a beer bottle drive on Monday, September 30th at 3:30 p.m. The purpose of the bottle drive is to raise money for upcoming extracurricular activities. Please support the school students in their efforts to raise funds. Private candidates, those who are not in school who wish to write supplementary papers in Level 3 courses in November, are advised that applications are to be submitted by September 30th. Applications can be picked up at the high school. The Channel 16 movie listings for October are now available at the BBS office at a cost of $1. We also have easy number telephone directories available at a cost of $1.50. Well, that wraps up tonight's program. We hope that you enjoyed it. On behalf of BBS and the BBS volunteers, I'm Dave Cooper. Have a great week. Until next week, good night.